I've mentioned in previous videos, a lot of them in fact, and if you scroll through you'll see that this is a topic that I talk about pretty frequently, at least of late, which is bigenderism. I'm bigendered. My boy half, my boy side, boy mode, is the more feminine one. And I made another video in which, on a day that I was in girl mode, I filmed a clip talking about that experience, and then on a day when I was in boy mode, I filmed a clip of that and talked about that experience, and there was quite a strong reaction to that. It's the video that's gotten the most views. A lot of people were very, very supportive, and it was helpful to them and made them feel better about themselves. And then there were people who were very, very upset about it, who I hope I was able to help alleviate their fears about me not being serious, about it being a joke, about it being a misrepresentation of what being bigender is. And note that there is a video coming on that as well. I did a little bit of digging into some official sources as opposed to just hearsay as far as what some of these terms are actually defined as in a medical sense. But that's not the topic for today. Today we're talking about masculinity in a gender non-conforming setting. I understand why there would be some dissent, particularly I'm talking about, this of course does not in any way reflect the entire population in any sense, but especially on Tumblr, I think, which, as everybody who has Tumblr or who knows anything about Tumblr would know, is a hotbed of just really crazy like emotions, and there's a lot of people who are very radical. The social justice-y people are very, very present on Tumblr. Everybody has their different opinions about how they behave and whether they're taking it too far. I'm not really getting into that, but I'm just gonna say that on Tumblr, I have seen that there is a section, a small portion of the FTM community on Tumblr who seem to not understand why somebody who identifies as FTM, which, just in case you don't know, is a female to male on the transgender spectrum, or who is, in my case, bigender, would present themselves as a man, but who's feminine. That does, in that sense, sound a little bit counterintuitive. However, what I would say to that is gender expression and like fashion and hobbies and interests don't really have anything to do with your gender. And that's something that I really feel like is misunderstood quite often. This concept of being FTM and therefore being masculine, that I don't understand that. Like, certainly there are certain things you can do that would help you pass in society, and those things include being hyper-masculine, you know, growing the facial hair, and once you're on T, or like, you know, coming up with a makeup technique to make it look like you've got some kind of facial hair, wearing very quote-unquote masculine clothes, you know, wearing the big jeans, the big t-shirts. I get it. A lot of those things are very helpful in helping you pass, but I think that with this obsession to pass, it's easy to get confused into thinking that to be FTM you have to be hypermasculine. I don't think that if you are a feminine trans man, or have a feminine half with your bigender, or if your masculine side to you, your masculine traits, if you're genderqueer, if any of that's feminine, I don't think that translates to I'm happy with being a girl. If you take a gander through YouTube, you'll see there are channels like Perfect Androgyny, like Androgenetics, where they are cis men even. They appreciate the androgyny that they can bring upon themselves or that they have, and that doesn't mean that they want to be girls. They've said that a lot. All of them, I'm pretty sure. So in that same sense, I think that if you are a trans man, or if you're bigender or genderqueer, and when you're presenting as male you decide to wear makeup, obviously it's going to make it harder for you to pass, particularly if you are not on T and you have not had surgery. But I don't think that that means that your identity, your place in the trans community, under the trans umbrella, is any less valid. So just to wrap up, if you are presenting as male and like to use makeup, but you are pre-everything, it's going to be difficult to pass, but that does not mean that you are not trans, bigender, or genderqueer. It just means you like makeup, and you like clothes, and you like shoes, or any combination of those, plus anything else that you might be into. You are a person, you have a gender, you have a sexuality, you have a sex, none of the three of those are related, and you have hobbies. None of the four of those are related. You are you. And that's it. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. That's not their life, it's yours. They can criticize you, they can tell you you're wrong, that you're fake, that you don't count, but you do. And I think that the way that we've broken down these categories extends to people who present as male, who like traditionally more feminine things. We'll get it to you. That's my 2 cents in any sense. Peace out.